So you decided to speedrun Portal, and here is the setup guide that you need before actually starting to learn. So Portal is kind of special. A few years ago, Valve put out the Steampipe versions of their games, which kind of accidentally, they didn't mean to, but they accidentally broke a lot of things. Mainly the edge glitch and safe glitch, which is still kind of possible, but not really in runs. It's really precise now. So we just stayed on the pre-Steampipe version, the source unpack made by Yalta. So you can get it on speedrun.com/portal. You go into the resource sections, and all the way at the bottom is a link to the source runs wiki, where you can get the source unpack. Do not get the episodic unpack, because that's for Half-Life 2 episode 1 and 2. So just get the first one, install it, and there's also readme if you have trouble. And you definitely need to own the original Portal on Steam. If you do not own it, you cannot start this one. It will not let you start. So keep that in mind. Next thing on the list. We don't need everything on here, but some things are neat. For example, what we definitely want is the demo auto recorder plugin by Maxis. It's super easy to install. There's no reason to not use it, and we pretty much require proof on the leaderboards for submissions. So either a demo, like either demos or a full video including live split. And if you decide to use the vault save, which I will cover later, you definitely need the demo plugin. We require it. So you don't need the other things really. If you want to use the vault save, download this one. We don't accept any other saves, like don't make your own, because there's timing things involved, so to make sure people don't cheat using it. Practice saves if you want them. Portal splits already made for live split if you want them. Everything is set up in those, and that's all you need from here. You can also download live split, which has auto start, auto stop, and load removal, which is really important since we time in in-game time. So pretty much required at this point that you use live split, or I guess you can time the demos if you really want to. That's a lot more work just downloading live split. And that's it for downloads. Now you go into the source unpack folder, and I have the speedrun demo plugin. You go into the Portal folder, into add-ons, the same in the zip file, and now I take these two files, the .vdf and the .5135. That's the Portal version we use. So you copy and paste them into your folder, and you rename the file with the number at the end and remove the number, so it's only .dll. And that's it. That's how you install the plugin. That's really easy. The next thing you want to do is, you can start Portal by now. So you go into the source unpack main folder, and you have the Portal cmd file, which you double click and Portal will start. So let's actually, before we do that, set up live split. I have my splits open here. You obviously don't, except if you download my splits. Obviously they don't have the time in them, just the splits themselves, but anyway. So I want to go to edit splits if you have new splits. Select Portal as a game. It will pull from the leaderboards the categories, so select no out of bounds. And you have to activate game time and auto splitting, which is made by Fatalis. Check the settings real quick, kind of make it look like this. Should be by default. And that's all you need to do here. Another thing, right click your splits, compare against, and then compare against game time. Otherwise you will see real time, which is wrong. Yeah. Now let's get into Portal. So the demo plugin comes with a few new commands for you. One of them is speedrun_start, which will start the game from the beginning and start the demo recording. If you do not have the demo plugin, this command doesn't exist, and you can manually record demos, but the problem is every time you load, the demo will stop. So this plugin just takes care of that. It just records through loads and all that stuff makes new demos, puts them into a neat folder and all that stuff. So timing starts when the crosshair appears. LiveSplit also takes care of that. And timing ends when GLaDOS dies and the crosshair disappears. Also, LiveSplit takes care of that. So after that, after the crosshair disappears, we type speedrun_stop to stop the demo recording. Let me show you speedrun_start again. You can actually you can bind them obviously to keys. So like I think here, yeah. Don't need to do the map thing that I did in my console because I used to use an older version where it didn't work for me. So you can, let's bind O to it. So you can bind O and then quotation marks speedrun_start, and you do the same for stop for some other key. And now if I press it, actually let me pull over LiveSplit. Actually LiveSplit can't be on top, which is kind of annoying. So let's do it afterwards. You will see LiveSplit will automatically start as soon as I start the run. So I press O, pull up LiveSplit, and once the crosshair appears, it will start automatically. Like that. The same thing happens after the run. So yeah. If you pause and load and stuff, the timer will stop for a split second, which is normal because load removal and all that stuff. And at the end, it will automatically stop when GLaDOS dies. So you pretty much don't have to touch it ever. If you want to reset, you just press your O key or your speedrun start key again. You don't even have to reset LiveSplit. It keeps care of that. It also saves your gold splits. You can pretty much never get a wrong gold split if you do not touch LiveSplit. If you get a wrong gold split, it's your fault. You probably pressed something, split key or something. So don't touch it at all. If you want to find a reset key, that's okay. LiveSplit will ask you for saving gold split and all of that stuff. And that's pretty much it for the plugin. So what you need for the run, you need to bind mwheel up like that, and quotation marks, in this case you don't need them, plus jump, and you probably also want to do mwheel down plus jump. So that causes you to be able to jump on the mouse wheel, which is really important. Like you see, if I try to ABH with my space key, it's like super hard. It's actually possible, but there we go, super hard. And with the mouse wheel it's so much easier. So definitely want that. Another bind you want is bind any key. I think I have it on this one. Bind any key and then toggle_duck. This key is a default bind on the controller. We will not find it in the menu for some reason, but if you plug in a controller, that's the default bind for it. So you don't, for the new strats, for the old strats you don't really need it, but the new ones you pretty much need it. You can do them without, but it's insanely hard sometimes. So what this does is I press my toggler key and I'm crouched. I'm not holding anything right now. If I jump, just tap jump once, I'm standing again. So it automatically uncrouches you at the right timing for certain tricks, which is really useful. So definitely get that going as fast as possible. What else do we need? Binding wise, you should read the rules on speedrun.com. There's a whitelist for stuff that you are allowed to use. The general rule is you can bind everything that you see in the menu, plus some other things. For example, if you want to portal funneling, if you want to disable it and enable it in the run, I do not recommend it, just learn with portal funneling on. But if you want to, you can bind a key to sv_player funnel_into_portals. So if you set this to 1, portal funneling is on. If you set this to 0, portal funneling is off. So this is a command in the menu, so it's allowed, even though it's sv and all that stuff. Another thing that's allowed, obviously scripts are not allowed in this category, with one minor exception. Please don't argue about this. Which is you are allowed to bind save to something like, well, bind a key, obviously. I think I have it on C. Yes, bind C, then quotation marks, save, space. In this case, I named it glitch, then a colon. I think that's how it's called in English. I'm sorry, but you can figure it out. And load, space, glitch, and quotation marks. What this causes is, if you press it, it saves and loads right away. What you also can do is bind a key to just load glitch. This is, you can make as many save keys as you want, by the way, this way. So you make a key that gives a save a specific name and another key that loads that specific name. So for example, actually get over there really quick. In this case, instead of having to do the save glitch with my save and load keys, I just press C and I'm done. I'm save glitched. This is really useful. You should probably use it, and it's allowed. And I think I'm done. The vault save. The vault save. There's one more command with the demo plugin. It's speedrun_save, and you type in vault. I think vault.save or just vault might work. You have to try it. I've never used it. And that will make the speedrun_start command start at the save instead of right at the start. And I think the newest LiveSplit version actually sees that and starts the timer correct. If it doesn't, like you see my time on the first chamber, which is actually really good, they can improve by a few seconds, but yeah. If you have a time like 1 minute and 20 seconds or some bullshit, then you know it didn't work. So you go into settings and you go into edit splits, and then you put the time at start timer at 53.01. It's a very specific time. Once more, that's why you see why we decided to make one official save. So easy to mess up. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, compare against, and set it to game time. But yeah. That's pretty much it. If you are done and type speedrun_stop, you will see that in your Portal folder you have new folders, or one new folder with the date and some weird numbers. Those numbers are your time, by the way. So if you open them, you see all your demos you made. There will be a lot of them. This is just because I started and stopped it for the tutorial. So you see a lot of demos here. And if you save and load, you see even more of them. With something else, you want to see demos, play demo and then the name. Or you can press Shift and F2, which opens this thing where you can select the demos and control them. And I think that's everything. Again, if you want to submit a run, make sure that you include everything you need from the rules. Definitely check. Please definitely check the rules, like the timing, what's allowed, what's not allowed. Version again, timing. Definitely read the proof. This is very important, or you will get rejected. And the whitelist. Everything on this whitelist is allowed. Everything that's not on this whitelist is probably not allowed. If you have questions, just ask someone, I guess. But generally everything on here is allowed. And that is pretty much it. And you can start running Portal now. You can start learning. So good luck with that.